What's going on, my beautiful people? It's your boy Giojackson back with another show, Sports Talk. A lot to cover. A lot of things happened throughout the sports world this past weekend. But as always, let's start off with how's everyone doing? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, the start of the week is going amazing. Today, obviously, election day. Did you go out there and vote? Hopefully, you did. If not, that's okay too. Um, but hopefully, your guys' week is going great, amazing as always. Hopefully, whatever you got going on, whatever you're focused on, whatever task you got, you took care of it as always. But sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and let's jump into it. So, well, we start with the Niners, right? First, but the Niners had a bye week, but Niners this week they will play the Bucks. Bucks yesterday, they pretty good against the Chiefs, against the 8-0 Chiefs. They look pretty good. They got a good run game. They're missing their receivers, but for the Niners, it's not going to be a tough matchup. I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup. Um, a lot of news today with the Niners world. They're coming off a bye, hopefully refreshed. Hopefully, some of the players that were injured, they're refreshed, ready to roll. But the big news, obviously today was the trade deadline, not just election day, but the trade deadline. But I feel like the biggest acquisition that the Niners are getting back this week is the return of Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's back practicing. We'll see if he's Christian McCaffrey of old. Obviously, he is he's a game changer. We saw that last year, offensive player of the year. We see how he just makes Brock Purdy's life easy. Now, will we be getting that McCaffrey, or will we be getting a cautious McCaffrey? Because he's one play away from that Achilles popping. So I wonder how he'll do. We'll see what the reports say during practice. But what I wanted to do, obviously the Niners didn't play, but I feel like, you know what? I've been very, very, very negative this whole season with them. And it just falls from just the hangover of losing the Super Bowl. Um, that Super Bowl loss back in February, I lost that belief in this team. I really did, because I remember when we lost that Super Bowl. Friend of the show, Tony, aka the Rat. I looked at him and I told him, with Kyle Shanahan, we're never going to win the Super Bowl, because I just continue to feel that he never learns from his mistakes. But let's change the page. We're many months removed from that Super Bowl, and I think I'm ready to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm ready with the return of CMC. The next 4 games, who we play, I'm back on the positivity hype. All positivity for the Niners going forward. Um, with CMC, I believe we got the Bucks, winnable game. It's not gonna be easy, but that's one. Then after Seattle, there, clientes, easy. Seattle will take care of business. Green Bay, I have a feeling we'll go to Green Bay and we'll beat them. Jordan Love, he's injured. They just lost against the Lions. We'll get into them later. But I can see the Niners, going back, Niners after a bye, they tend to make these runs. And throughout the season, we're not just we got Christian McCaffrey, but later on we'll get who I think is the heartbeat of the defense, Dre Greenlaw. And those are going to be 2 players coming back that are going to help us out tremendously. We did pick up, I believe his name, Khalil Davis. We already have a Khalil Davis, but Khalil Davis, defensive tackle. We need help on the D line. We need to stop the run. A lot of teams, they're taking advantage of us, running the ball on us. But I believe we can make a run. We'll see how we do with the Bills. I say we lose that game. It's up in Buffalo, Sunday Night Football. But these next 4 games, we can go 3-1. We'll be 7-5. And then, we have the Bears still. Winnable game at home. We have the Rams, who are looking good. They beat Seattle. but we have to beat the Rams and the Cardinals if we want to if we want to win the division, and we have to win the division. We that home playoff game is essential for us. Um, because if we have to go, for example, let's say to the Vikings, right? We can't beat them over there. Green Bay in the cold, we can win. We can win. What other team? The Eagles and Philly. The Eagles looking good too. I feel like, a lot of people, they're not talking about the Eagles, especially with Saquon Barkley. That team's different now, and we'll get into it later. But starts this Sunday against the Bucks. We take care of business. We come back, beat Seattle. We can beat Green Bay, and then we'll see. It's the Niners, but nothing much else. Like I said, bye week. So let's jump into around the NFL. Many things happen throughout the NFL, and let's start with the Cowboys. As always, how about them Cowboys? They lose to the Falcons. Dak Prescott, he is injured, and I think he's on IR now. But man, the Cowboys, they haven't been looking good all season long. Another team that, they've invested a lot. They've invested a lot on their players. And I don't know what's going on. And for a long time, I just felt that McCarthy is not the right coach. He's just a puppet on that team. The head of the household is Jerry Jones, and this is what he wants. The Cowboys, they continue to be profitable. We always talk about the Cowboys. You go on TV, that's all they talk about. Even when they're this bad, they're horrible. They're a horrible team. Even Dak said, we suck. So going forward, obviously I think this is the last season for McCarthy. I mean, McCarthy stays another season. You know why? Jerry Jones wants a coach that doesn't speak up, that doesn't go over his authority. And, he wants to continue to be this, which is fine, right? Profitable. Imagine you don't gotta win, and this team is still profitable, because say what you want. I get it. Us Niner fans too, we haven't won in a while. Cowboys fans haven't won in 30 years too. But the thing about the Cowboys fans is every year they say it's their year. And every year they find a way to suck, to choke. And I know. As a Niners fan, I know. But say what you want. We've made long playoff pushes, and we've lost a big one as well. But the Cowboys, I mean, they haven't even made it to an NFC championship in I don't know how long. And it's just continue of mediocrity, embarrassing losses. And now I think for them, I think it's time to tank. Tank. Obviously, they need a lot of help. I know Michael Parsons hasn't been playing. He's been injured, but that's another player you're going to have to pay. Imagine if they would have got Derrick Henry. Would Derrick Henry be the Derrick Henry that he is today with the Ravens? I don't know. They had that option to get him. But I think it's time to tank. And I also think it's time to let a friend of the I was going to get there, Alberto. You beat me to it. But I think it's time for them to just ride with Trey Lance. See what he got. Obviously here, it didn't work out for us. We were in a different timetable. The emergence of Brock Purdy, his injury. But I think it's time, you know what? Dak's injured. He's on IR. Cooper Rush is Cooper Rush. Let Trey Lance ball. Let Trey Lance play. Let's see if he's good. Let's see if he's not good. Let him determine that for the Cowboys organization. What's there to lose? I mean, you guys are, it will be tough for them to make a run, especially how the Commanders and the Eagles are playing. I think it's time for Trey Lance. I don't know, Bonnie, if you're here, but I think it's time for the Trey Lance era. Lance time. Now, enough about the Cowboys. Let's talk about who I think is the best team in the NFC for sure, but are they the best team in the NFL? If Trey Lance can't connect with CD, whose fault's at there? Dak Prescott, he didn't look good either, right? They did pick up another receiver from the Panthers, Mingo. But Trey Lance, man, he's gonna have. We saw in preseason. He and even preseason with us, he would have amazing plays, and then he'll make dumb mistakes. You just kind of have to pause. You kind of have to ride with the ups and downs. Eventually, he'll figure things out. Look at Bo Nix, kind of like Bo Nix, right? I feel like he's been playing decent, but then he makes dumb mistakes. But it's going to benefit him. Obviously, Jaden Daniels. We'll get into it later. He's different. He balling. Um, but it's all confidence. Bryce Young, he had no confidence. He won last game. We'll see how he does this next upcoming week. Caleb Williams as well. He's figuring things out. He didn't have the best of games this past week, but he's shown flashes. So, what's a best friend for a quarterback? A good running game. Look at Lamar with Derrick Henry, Brock Purdy when he had CMC. When you have a good running game, a good running back, it takes the pressure off these quarterbacks, right? The defenses have to, you know, take into account the running back. So unfortunately, the Cowboys they don't have good running backs, but the Lions, I think they're the best team in the NFC for sure. They have beat most of these teams by a lot. I think from top to bottom, they're stacked. Like I said, I enjoy a football team that runs the ball and continues to run the ball. The defense know they're going to run the ball and they can't stop them. That Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs duo, what can you say? They defeat Green Bay in Green Bay. I don't think that I feel like it's been 2 years they haven't lost there. And I mean, which team can compete with them in the NFC? I saw on Twitter, right? A bunch of these Niners reporters saying that the Niners are still the better team. On paper, you could say. But what I've seen this season, like I said, I was going to be positive, but what I've seen this season, man, we can't stop the run. Like, look, even the last NFC Championship game, Jameer Gibbs and Montgomery, they were killing us. But when we came back, we beat them. But now I feel like this Lions team's hungry. They're on the mission, and their mission is to get to the Super Bowl and win it. Man, is Goff an MVP candidate? Goff, what's the crazy stat? They've thrown more touchdowns than incompletions. And a lot of people are saying, Goff, he like Jimmy G. Obviously, the run game's helping him, but I think he's looked solid. I think he's been pretty solid. Now, he has gone to the Super Bowl. He has gone to the NFC Championship. It is still Jared Goff, but it's all confidence. And I feel like that's what he has right now. This Lions team, it'll be interesting if they make it to the Super Bowl. It'll be interesting how they face against the Chiefs. They already beat the Chiefs last season. Remember the first game? Could they do it in the Super Bowl? I feel like they can, and they just picked up Cedarius Smith. Obviously, they lost Hutchinson, but Cedarius Smith, great defensive lineman. They got the swagger. They have the confidence. But things could change, right? We're what? Halfway through the season. Another injury can occur. They lose that momentum. And with playoffs, right, is whatever team goes in with a momentum usually goes far and wins it. Last year's Chiefs, for example, they weren't playing that good. They got on the streak at the end, and they ran the table, and they won. But that game's going to be interesting. Lions, Niners, Monday Night Football, day before New Year's Eve. Be a good test for the Niners to see if they're really about it. But we'll see where the Niners are at there. They could either be on the come up, or they could be like an 8-8 team. And I'm sure the Lions are looking for revenge of last year. Think about what we did to the Eagles last year when we went over there to Philly. We were talking all that smack that if Purdy didn't get injured, we would have smacked them. And they did. The Niners delivered. They smacked the crap out of the Eagles. And I have a feeling the Lions are gonna want to do that to us. Yesterday, the Chiefs again 8-0. They beat the Bucks. First of all, I'm gonna say, let me just get this off my chest, but fuck the Chiefs because they're not playing that great and they're still finding ways to win. Like I said, you got to respect them. Back to back champs, 8-0. But as we said all season, like refs, like y'all don't gotta give them every benefit of the doubt, every questionable call on that last play or the second to last play. I believe like one of their offensive linemen false start and they didn't call it. It just makes me not like this team anymore, and especially because, dude, fuck Taylor Swift. I always say this. Travis Kelsey, that last drive is like full disclosure, right? And I answer your question, Peppies. I see it. How's your fantasy team doing? My team is doing great. We're 7-2 in one league, and in my other league, I'm 1-8. But no one cares, right? It's for fun. Anyways, I'm playing against Kelsey. I have Rashad White, and of course, they go to overtime when I'm 1 point ahead, and of course, that last drive, Patrick Mahomes just decides to go to Travis Kelsey on every play. Of course, that would happen. Of course, my team. I digress. I'm going on a tangent. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, it's frustrating when you're a 1-8 team. When if you would have played anyone else, you would have won. But of course, the one team you play, his players ball out too. Anyways, the Chiefs, right? My question to myself was, can the Chiefs go undefeated? I looked up their schedule, the remaining schedule, and it could happen. Their toughest games are going to be, I believe, the Steelers, Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans. Other than that, they play the Panthers. I believe they play the Raiders one more time. Yep. They play do they play Patriots? They don't. They play the Broncos twice. Chargers could be a tough game too, depending where they're at. They have the Browns. They could potentially go undefeated or at the most lose 1 or 2 games. And what's crazy is they haven't even been playing their best. So what is this team? What can this team? Are they going to three-peat? As much as I respect Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, something's telling me my gut they won't. They'll go far, but I think either the Ravens or the Bills might be their year to handle them. And like the Patriots before, where you're kind of rooting on them to lose, and yeah, that's a loser mentality to root for the team that always wants to lose. But I'm just done. I'm done with them. I'm done with Taylor Swift, especially whenever Travis Kelsey does something, they just zoom in on her. You know how I feel. Can they go undefeated? They could. We'll see. We'll see. If they beat the Bills, yeah, they'll go undefeated. Like that would be crazy because it's at Buffalo. But maybe my boy Chidi's team, the Steelers, at the end can handle them. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The Ravens, though, they bounce back. Going up against the Browns this week, they bounce back against the Broncos. A smacking of smacks. Lamar making his case to be back-to-back MVP. Man, that acquisition of Derrick Henry, that's crazy. Like I said, it's crazy. Like you have the best running back right now in the NFL with Lamar Jackson, who can beat you with his legs, and he's a great passer. They just got what's his name? Deontay Johnson. Zay Flowers had a great game. They have Mark Andrews, likely. Defense always good. I think it could be this is the year. That would be a cool matchup in the Super Bowl. The Ravens Lions. That wouldn't it? And wouldn't we be rooting for the Lions? It'd be the first time they go to the Super Bowl. Very a team that's gone 0-16 in their history. But Lamar Henry, I think, Lamar Jackson has proven everything in regular season, but he has to have that signature win in the playoffs. Last year, he couldn't beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, but this might be the year with Derrick Henry. Commanders, another team that I've been raving about. I think we've said this every week. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, rookie of the year, no questions asked. And I think he's the real deal. And I think the Commanders are legit. They picked up Marcus Lattimore. Now they get a good slot corner. The defense was already solid. I like their defensive linemen. Payne. They got a couple guys there. They didn't have Brian Robinson Jr., but they have Austin Eckler. What's the other guy's name? Nichols, Scary Terry, Zach Ertz. I don't know if they can go obviously I don't think they'll go all the way, but like I said, what if the Niners got to go to Washington and play them? It'll be tough. Can the Niners win? They could, because he is a rookie quarterback. He doesn't have that experience in the playoffs. But I'm liking the Commanders. And I'm liking the changeup in the NFC East. It's always been Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders. And I like their black uniform. That's a cool uniform. Eagles too, like I said. The addition of Saquon Barkley to the Eagles, man. Did you guys see that play where he jumped over some guy backwards? Crazy. Jalen Hurts, he's playing like the Jalen Hurts of old. They did lose AJ Brown, but they still have Devontae Smith. That O line, I like teams that are that way, like the Lions, the Eagles, where they just get a stacked O line, run the ball. It just makes life easier for the quarterbacks. I wish the Niners. Don't get me wrong. I think this season the Niners O line, they have the best left tackle. Aaron Banks is solid. Dominic Pooney, what a great rookie. But our center and our right tackle, not the best. But it just does wonders. It does wonders. So I think that wraps it up for all my football talk, unless I missed something. Oh, I did. Raiders. They fire basically their whole offensive coaching staff. Yeah, Raiders fans, I think it's time to wrap it all up. Tank for Sanders, the quarterback. Y'all need a quarterback. I mean, Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, was it Desmond Ritter? I mean, what's left for the Raiders? I mean, the only good thing you guys have on offense, obviously, Brock Bowers. He having an amazing season. Build off him, and then in this draft, get your quarterback, get some weapons. It's time to just try to get the number one pick, number two pick. It's over. But Raiders fans, I mean, I know a lot of Raiders fans, they didn't have hopes for this season. Y'all know what you are. It is what it is. Power ranking. Easy. Chiefs, number 1, 8-0. We talked about them having lost. They have the best quarterback, back-to-back champs. Number 2, got to be the Lions. Potentially could be the best team in the NFL. Run game, weapons, quarterback, defense. Made a good pickup this past today. Number 3, got to go with the Ravens. Potentially MVP of the season with Lamar Jackson. Henry, tough team. Similarly built to the Lions. There's a correlation there. 4th, got to be the Bills. Josh Allen, also an incredible player. Him, Cook. They picked up Amari Cooper. He didn't play this past weekend, but Keon Coleman, he's balling. Kincaid. Number 5, the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, Scary Terry, the run game, the defense, getting Marshawn Lattimore. These are my top 5 teams: the Chiefs, the Lions, the Ravens, Bills, and the Commanders. Not too controversial. I know Chidi would say, where's my Steelers? They're there, 6 and 7. They had a bye. We'll see what Russell does. He's been playing good, but we'll see what Russell does. Eagles, that's another team. Other than that, that's about it, I would say. Now we make the transition from football to football. Champions League was today, and a favorite team of the show, obviously Real Madrid, they lost against Milan. Alberto asks, or Alberto says Ancelotti about to get fired, what would I don't know, my opinion, right? And Alberto, you follow Real Madrid more thoroughly than I do, but would firing Ancelotti be a solution? I feel like it's more the players. I feel like it's more they they have the star mentality, right? And I think it's more of the chemistry. Maybe it's they want to play through Mbappe, where last season, it was more selfless. Everyone was shining. Obviously, the loss of Carvajal, that affected them as well. He does the same thing every time, same results every time. But those results have worked with all these Champions Leagues and dominance. What replacement would help out Real Madrid? Like I said, I think it's more on just the chemistry of the team. Ancelotti figuring out what's the best style right now for them to play, because they have a amazing team, right? And Milan's a good team as well, and they're playing well. But yeah, 3-1, and then losing the Clasico 4-0. I get it, the frustration, but I don't know. Maybe this is his last season. I mean, maybe it is time for a change. But what coach is out there? What's your I guess what's your solution? What coach would be nice? I think it's the lack of chemistry and the defense not stepping up. Yeah, and like I said, the loss of Carvajal, that was a big loss. Him and Vinny were probably their best players last year. But I think these are where star players have to step their game up. I'm talking to you, Mbappe. You're considered the best player in the world. It's time for you to put this team on his back, like in the past Ronaldo would. And yes, think about it, right? The first like 1.5 years with Ronaldo, it was similar to this. He wasn't playing as well, and then something clicked, and then the magic happened. But I know there was more questions for Madrid. What changes does Real Madrid need to make to be a contender? I think it's just more. They need to play selfless. They need to get chemistry. Maybe repeat couple lineups to get to know each other. Find a spot for Bellingham. Let Vinny do Vinny things. And Mbappe he got to step up. Mbappe is the key to everything, because if Mbappe clicks, this team's, like I said, on paper, amazing team. Barcelona, 40 goals so far. Barcelona, they, over the weekend, they won again. They keep scoring. Everyone just seems like they're in form. The way they're playing, beautiful, beautiful. And they're young, as we always say, young team. Lamine Jamal. Berto, you're here. Can you give him his props? Not yet. One more season? No, but he balling. He a good player. He's great. Lewandowski, a renaissance of him, still scoring. But the one player that I've really enjoyed, who stepped up tremendously, got to be Rafinha. Rafinha, he balling. Like I said, he looking like Ronaldinho. I always thought he was a great player, good player, but this season he's really stepped up, and he's balling. Are the Cowboys cooked? Stop glazing, no Diddy. Bonnie, I went over my thoughts on the Cowboys after the show. You can go back, but they're cooked, and I gave a game plan of what you guys got to do, and I can refresh. Basically, it's time to tank. It's time to play Trey Lance. See what you got there. Dak's injured. Do you really want to play Cooper Kupp? Like, if Cooper Kupp wins 1 or 2 games, what benefit does that give to the Cowboys, right? Just run with Trey Lance. Let see what you got with him. He asks, bye. He good. Well, then you guys got to make a decision. Y'all paid Dak, but the Cowboys are cooked, definitely. The Commanders are there. The Eagles. Y'all cooked. Yeah. Think about next season. It's time. Another matchup this past weekend that pissed me off, but let's see. Tank for Cooper Manning. Not those Sanders. He's there, but like I said, and I also gave my thoughts on the Raiders fans. The Raiders fans are going to want to tank too. But obviously, Cooper Manning, if he like his uncle, like he different. But Chelsea, they struggle with Man U. They get a 1-1 draw. It was an away game, but obviously I'm more pissed off because I just don't like Manchester United, and the fact that we tied to them and we didn't score 5 goals. Like I said, we were score pissed me off. But Chelsea, they second half they were off, and Man U capitalized on our goalie's mistake, giving the PK, and Fernandez scored, and we were saved by Caicedo's amazing goal. Player of the match got to be Caicedo. He balling this season. This is the player we pay that money to get him. Him and Lavia in the midfield. Yes, they do lack the creativity, but they're workhorses. They're dogs out there. He. I'm not gonna compare him to Kante. Kante, he different. He will always have a special place in my heart. But Caicedo's balling. Caicedo's balling. Palmer again. Ghost Palmer. Another Ghost Palmer. He had his moments. Like I said, Palmer, you got to step up in these games. I know last year you stepped up big time, but you need to step up. We need to win these games. These easy games. You know, we're playing a relegation team. We need to get the 3 points. We need to stay afloat on top. You know, top 3, top 4. I'll be happy, but we're top 3 now. Especially because Arsenal lost, Manchester City lost, Liverpool. I believe they came back against Brighton. No, Bournemouth. Forgot. But this week we play Arsenal at home. And George, I don't know if you're here, but I'm predicting a victory for Chelsea. We will defeat Arsenal this weekend, and that's my guarantee of the week. Book it. Hey, yo, that Fulham game was crazy. Monday game with 2 90-minute goals, 2-1. You mean Spurs taking care of business. I saw Spurs won. Yes, the 4-0, right? And I didn't know this Fulham game. Who did they play? Did Raul Jimenez score? Because he's been balling too. He balling too. But Chelsea, we need to stop sloppy play, take care of business, and top 4 is ours. And like I said, Arsenal, London's always blue. Remember that. The one that was surprised today, though, is Sporting beating Man City 4-1. I didn't see that coming. Did Man City play their whole starters? Like, was it legit? Or I'm sure it had to be legit because it is Champions League. Let me look up the lineup. But 4-1? Kind of crazy. Let's see. Ederson, Akanji, Silva. Okay, it was like a mixture. Yeah, mixture, yeah. Some full name Williams scored both as a super sub. Yeah, it was a mixture of starter. Phil Foden played. But still, I mean, as Man City, 4-1 against Sporting. Sporting's 3-1, though, in the Champions League. Good win for them. But yeah, you're Man City, you can't lose like that. Liverpool took care of business, 4-0. Milan took care of business. But the Champions League, a couple weeks in, how are you guys liking the format? Like I said, I think it's great that we're getting these cool matchups right away, right? Real Madrid, AC Milan. Tomorrow we'll get what's the big match? Inter and Arsenal, PSG, Atletico de Madrid. Barca is going to look like another goal fest going up against the 0-3 Red Stars Belgrade. Maybe Barca's going to probably play a B team, but I think they should still take care of business. But how are you guys liking this new Champions League format? Because I feel like there's been cool games. Definitely. What else? What else, guys? I got the phone. Bunny, you got any questions? I don't know. I didn't see my phone if you sent them, but Warriors, we have looking good without Clay. Yes, the Warriors are 6-1. They had a couple injuries, but Steph Curry's been balling. Who else has been balling? I haven't really been watching the Warriors, but I hear that They're playing great. How's who winning the election? You know who winning. You know who I voted for. So not much to be said. Not much to be said. But Warriors, Curry, they played what was it? Washington yesterday. I saw that Draymond Green and Jordan Poole were going at it. They have bad blood, obviously. The punch seen around the world. Um, but it's good. The Warriors, hopefully, they make it far this season. It's been the team in the Bay Area these past couple years that have given the Bay Area some joy and happiness, unlike other teams. Looking forward to the Giants next season. Oh yeah, fuck the Dodgers, of course. I forgot to mention that. Man, fuck the Yankees too. Like, bro, really? Y'all let the Dodgers win like that? Trash. Chivas currently playing right now with Chidi on the bench with an opt to make that debut. Hopefully Chidi, and that's why he's not here, but hopefully Chidi he comes in, man. Chivas, what's up? Like it's time. It's like the Cowboys. It's time to let Trey Lance play. It's time to let Chidi ball. He ready. He gonna be the game changer, Chivas. I'm looking at y'all. Give the top 5 ass teams in the NFL easy. Number 1 ass team. All ass team. All right. Okay, we'll start 5 Cowboys, Panthers. No, 4 Saints, 3 Miami, 2 Panthers, no, 2 Raiders, and the number 1, the Panthers. Giants are up there as well. I will give them that. That's a ass team. My fantasy football team, that's another one. Heartbreak. Just heartbreak. Go back when I finished the show, I also ranted about my fantasy football team, how the one week I ball out. Of course, I'm gonna go against someone that balls out as well. Just my luck. And Bonnie, you beat me on my mega team. Congratulations to you. Pero pues everyone, all my players were on the bye or got injured. So te tocó on the right week, I would say. Little UFC though, Brandon Moreno, he looked good. He looked good. Good dominating fight. He went to 5 rounds. Brandon Moreno of old. And like you said, blowout, pause. Yeah, sorry, pause. Blowback, pause. He looked good, Brandon Moreno. He dominated. He pieced him up. And hopefully, he can fight for the title. I don't think it should be his next fight, maybe one more. I think he said one more. But we need Brandon. We need Brandon Moreno back. Hopefully he can be a 3-time champ. Obviously, we all love Brandon Moreno. His story, his getting cut from the UFC, envisioning himself winning, telling himself that I will be champion one day. I will be back. Doing it. And then, he lost that fire. Like in the movie Rocky. 1, 2, he beats the champ. 3, he has the glory. He has the money, the fame. He loses that eye of the tiger. He gets humbled. Then he comes back. He trains. He trains with Apollo Creed. And Brandon Moreno, he got humbled. And he has that fire now. And, his speech telling him, they must have forgot who I am. I like that. So hopefully he can come back. Brandon Moreno, shout outs to him. Pepe's asks, who continues to motivate you? It's never a who. Never a who. It's a what. You could say who, but I ain't no Al. No. Who? Myself. That's what motivates me because I know what I can become if I lose that motivation to drive. Because I've been there. I've been at the top, falling, so I know, and that's good. Knowing the journey you're at, knowing how you things you can do right. So what motivates me is myself continuing, not falling in losing motivations, getting lazy, um, that CR7 mentality, exactly. So that's what motivates me, trying to improve every day to be better, pushing myself, and seeing how far I can go with life, with the show. Um, I have some ideas, and I want to put more effort into this. Maybe in the live streams, chop up clips, start doing that to using the same content, getting more views because of it. I know people like the shorts, right? So it just I just need to sit down, break up some clips, time, right? Um, but in live, just continue seeing how far I can go, pushing myself. Peppies, I mean, obviously, you're a great motivation. You push me, so I respect you for that. Um, but yeah, I mean that, and I see you working out more often now. Keep it up. Thank you, Alberto. Appreciate it. And then sometimes my friends reaching out and saying, I like your drive, your motivation. You motivate me. That motivates me as well because I don't want to let them down. I don't want to be, all talk and no work. I like to show, with work. Do you want a toxica or a good girl? uh Great question. Toxicas, they're fun, right? They're a little spicy. They it's fun, but after a while it gets old, to be honest. But I don't know. When the right one comes, I will know. And, I'm sure, my married people, Nene, Bonnie, soon to be, Alberto, also, congratulations on your engagement. Y'all, when you find the right one, they make you. Thank you, Ruben. Of course, you know who we voted for. No need to. Um, but MAGA. And then the same with Ruben, right? When the right one comes out, would you ever consider being a side piece? Yeah. You get you don't gotta work, you don't gotta deal with the what comes with it, right? The why haven't you called me? Well, you never want to spend time with me. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah. You get to enjoy, the fun part of it. You get to go home, do your own thing, live your life. And then if they hit you up like what you doing, you up, you slide through, especially if they have snacks. Exactly. So yeah. Right now, I'm in my dog mentality right now. I'm out there enjoying life, having fun. Um, what does the weekend say? I forgot what he said. He said, now I'm back to my old ways because I'm heartless. There you go. Are you a demon? No, but we're on demon time. Definitely. I like this. We're on our toxic masculinity right now. And I'm going to end the show with a banger. Trust me. If you could live anywhere in the world, where and why? Great question. Um, my number, obviously, I envision myself retiring in Hawaii, by the beach, maybe with a dog, living a simple life. I know a lot of people tell me it's expensive, but like I said, I would love, I would love to dog demon. There you go. Congrats, Alberto. And then it says, congrats, Alberto. Yeah, on your engagement. Congratulations, Alberto. But definitely there. London would be another one because of Chelsea. And I don't know, I like the gloomy weather, the London vibe. I've heard bad things though, that they mug you, they stab you out there, but that would be a place definitely. And New York. When I went to New York, I enjoyed it. I also like the vibe. And Ruben, you're here. When I told your boy that the pizza and bagels ain't all that, to me, it's still the truth, bro. It ain't. I went in there hype thinking, I'm gonna have the best pizza in the world. This is New York. That's what they're known for, the bagel. And this, I still prefer Noah's Bagels. And cancel me. I'm ready. Yee. See woofing out there. Appreciate it, man. There you go. But those would be Hawaii, New York, London, maybe Mexico City. I've been watching this YouTuber. He's like a comedian called Lalo Elizares, and he funny because he just goes to different tianguis and El DF, and they just he be buying like fits for like probably $10, like jacket, sweater, pants, food, drink, shoes, maybe for like $20 total. It looks cool. Brazil needs deal. Mi mais. ¿Qué onda, mi mai? He'd be like, me costó unos, y el precio de la banda, unos 200 peguereques. That guy's hilarious. Yeah, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, Brazil, you know what? I was about to say Eduardo. Nene, um, você fala português muito bem. They need me over there too. Nah, I was gonna say something, but nah, we good. We good. what 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 ethnicity girl is for the G Eman? I have my type. I do have my type, but should we go PC? Which is our personality. You know, if we vibe, we vibe. Obviously, hueritas, you know that's my weakness. Easy. Um music taste. Good music taste I enjoy. And not being so full of yourself. That's another one. That's my political response to that. But send the rat send the rat to protect the polls. Us, the rat working right now. He got to work overtime. Um, but how's it looking? Landslide or on some collusion? It's crazy out there right now. You know, you. What's crazy is I've watched like the Joe Rogan podcast. Right, it's crazy that the rebel side, like he said, is voting Republican. But we'll see. We're up by 80 electoral votes. We'll see. We'll see. What's crazy too is right, like, don't they announce who wins? Like, but we're still voting here in California. How does that work? 99 to 179. Looking like the Lions Cowboys result. But we'll see cómo quedamos. But I don't know. I feel like the propaganda for Trump. I feel like everyone on that wave right now. First 2 weeks to 7. Yeah, no. They're on the wave, you know. He's gotten a lot of endorsements by like, especially a lot of people that were, Democratic, and they made the switch. But what Kamala has is all the Diddy people. They out there. But a ver, we'll see what tomorrow has in store for us. 45-47. All right. Like I said, we on that toxicity right now. So to end it off, if Tom Brady get left, what hope do we have? So I don't know if you guys been, with the drama, but Giselle Bundchen, Tom Brady's ex-wife, recently announced or is announced that she's pregnant with her jiu-jitsu instructor. And it just got me thinking, you should have worn a blonde wig, bro. I was trying to find the MAGA hat, but I forgot. But I should have, though. But yes, which got me thinking, right, man? Tom Brady, the greatest football player of all time, the GOAT, the, what you would think is what male peak performances, right? Just because he focused on his goals, on being the greatest of all time, she felt that, you know what, you're not focusing on me, on your family, deuces. And what's crazy, right, is if you think about it, how many times should she say like, oh, Tom Brady's like, hey, how was your day? Oh, I had a tough jiu-jitsu class. They really put me on the pretzel today. And little did Tom Brady know that being put in the pretzel meant something else. Team Giselle, Tom Brady about to enter Demon Time Vegas. Yeah, we. I'm sorry, Ashley, but we toxic tonight, and I'm gonna defend my fellow Kings because Tom Brady he focused because it's crazy, right? When women say, oh, "I'm gonna focus on myself, I'm gonna focus on my business, I'm being the best that I can," us guys, we there, we ride. Do it, Queen. We're gonna ride for you. We want the best for you. We want to see you succeed. But Tom Brady, he wants to be the greatest football player of all time, win 6 Super Bowls with, and especially with 2 different teams, focus on his brand. You don't got time for me. You ain't focused on our family. She goes, does her thing, has a baby with a jiu-jitsu instructor, and my boy Tom Brady still hurting. My boy Tom Brady, and it just makes me think, what about us, average Joes? If that happens to Tom Brady, a nosotros, pues, I mean, there's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. Cry me a river. GG's. Preach, right? I'm preaching, right? Like I know we getting, like I said, we getting controversial today, and I feel like it touched a chord with me because us Kings, we go through a lot. We go through a lot. Sometimes we're not appreciated. Sometimes they see us like expendable. They see us like I can do better. I deserve better. And you do deserve better. But sometimes the search for better, 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 you know, you don't realize what you have in front of you. A beast, a monster, someone that when it's counted out, when the chips are down, when it's forgotten, from the ashes rises. So, you know what? Tom Brady, you're going to be fine because you're the greatest football player of all time. You're the GOAT. Many things, obviously, you have options. And obviously, it hurts. Even though you have option, it hurts because you posted something. But my king, I will finish off the show with my words of wisdom. And as fellow kings, focus on yourself. Grind. Women sometimes are poison, and we're driven by it. So just focus on you. Be better. Do what makes you happy. If you want to play video games, play video games. If you want to chill, chill. If you just want to do things you like, if you want to watch sports all day, do it. Because when you're happy with yourself, focused on you being happy, is the ultimate thing, is the ultimate gift. And don't get me wrong. And obviously, I'm being funny, facetious, you could say. But the right one will come. And when the right one comes, it's gonna make you even more motivated, and it's gonna bring out things that you're like, damn, I didn't feel that way ever. Or damn, I want to share my happiness with this other person. So we've all been there. Heartbreak is tough, it's horrible. It will pass. So kings and all my kings, continue being you. I love all my kings. And my queens, obviously, I love you guys too. And don't focus on yourself because al revés, it could be al revés too. Let's be honest. Sometimes, the kings are toxic and they treat these women like crap. And these women keep, they come back to them. They say, it's me. Yeah, I can fix him. Da, 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 da. But también, focus on yourself. And then the perfect combination will meet and it will be amazing. And that's how I wrap up my show. Thank you guys again. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Um, Obviously, vote. If you voted, congratulations, wherever side you are. They, them too. There's only 2 genders, my friend. But anyways, I'm getting canceled tonight, definitely. Whichever side you voted, doesn't matter. Democrat, Republican, just go out there, voice whatever you have to do. Be proud of it. Let's not bicker between each other. If you decided to vote for Trump or Kamala, you have your reasons why. And that's the beautiful thing about America. We can all be friends at the end of the day. Um, unless you're a Taylor Swift and Chiefs fan, we cannot be friends. Zem Zebra. You know, I I consider myself just him. That's it. No they them. But no, you guys, thank you again. It was a fun show. Have a wonderful night. I'll see y'all next week. Peace out. Much love. Take care.